Chapter 4. An Unexpected Reward. Perhaps the window hadn't been shut properly. The night wind slipped into the room like an invisible hand brushing across Chun Ji's face. The bathroom door swayed ever so slightly, letting out a faint creak. Water trickled along the pipes overhead before dripping onto the floor. Somewhere in the underground drain, it sounded as though insects were crawling through the darkness, producing soft rustling noises. In silence, every sound became amplified. Most people would have felt uneasy in a situation like this, but Chun-gu was different. The experiences of his childhood had forged in him a steady mind and nerves stronger than most. He emptied his thoughts, refused to think about anything at all, and simply counted the passing time in silence. About 20 minutes later, Chun-gu felt the temperature in the room drop for no apparent reason. It was as though blocks of ice had appeared around him, sending an involuntary shiver through his body. Stay calm. Don't think about why. Don't scare yourself. Only 10 minutes left. No matter what happens, endure until the end. A faint current of air drifted past his ear, as if something were lingering nearby. Chun-gu clenched his fists tightly. The veins on the back of his hands bulged as though ready to burst. His body stood rigid and unmoving, like a pine tree with roots driven deep into the earth. Tian Yi, Tian Yi, Tian Yi. He whispered his own name under his breath. When only 5 minutes remained, Chun-gu had the strange feeling that the flame flickering inside the bathroom had gone out. In the darkness, it seemed as though someone was calling his name. An echo? Impossible. Tian Yi. The voice calling him sounded urgent, as if it desperately wanted to tell him something important. It sounds like it's coming from outside the door. Should I go out and check? Chun-gu immediately dismissed the thought. The rules of the game had made it perfectly clear: stand still in front of the mirror. He continued counting silently in his head, and gradually the voice by his ear disappeared. He was certain now. Someone had been calling his name, and that person seemed to be standing outside the door. Whoever it is sounds anxious, but I'm the one playing the game. Why are they in such a hurry? A slight curl formed at the corner of Chun-ji's mouth. This is obviously a trap. The difficulty's too low. The atmosphere and setup are excellent, but the scare tactics are still pretty basic. In the final 3 minutes, a harsh scraping sound suddenly rang out from outside the bathroom door, as if someone were dragging their fingernails across the surface, grinding their teeth. The door shook violently, as though it could be kicked open at any moment. 1,798 seconds. 1,799 seconds. 1,800 seconds. The half-hour was over. Every sound outside vanished. Silence returned. To avoid the possibility that he had counted wrong, Chun-gu did not open his eyes immediately. He silently counted another 300 numbers before finally daring to step back. Placing both hands over his chest, he slowly blinked his eyes open. The candle in the bathroom had burned out long ago, leaving the room in complete darkness. Through the blackness, Tran-sie vaguely sensed that something had changed. He switched on the flashlight. The moment light flooded the room again, Tran-sie froze where he stood. The bathroom mirror was covered in cracks. Looking at his own reflection fractured into countless pieces, he felt an eerie sense of unreality. But what terrified him even more was this. At some unknown moment, a worn-out teddy bear had appeared in front of the mirror. Its button eyes reflected the light. Its patchwork body was stuffed with cotton. The bear was not cute, but to Tran-Sie it meant everything. It was the first toy he had ever made with his own hands. And it was also the toy his parents had taken with them when they disappeared. The teddy bear leaned against the shattered mirror as though it were preventing whatever was inside from coming out. The bathroom door was locked. How did this teddy bear get in? Through the window. No, that doesn't make sense either. More importantly, how could it move on its own? Tran-Sie felt as if his understanding of the world was collapsing. His mind filled with confusion. For more than 3 minutes, one man and one teddy bear simply stared at each other. Once he managed to calm himself down, Tran-Sie flexed his ice-cold fingers and slowly approached. No matter what angle he looked from, he had the unsettling feeling that those button eyes were staring directly at him. He studied the teddy bear he had made himself, and the corner of his mouth twitched faintly. Carefully moving the bear aside, he picked up the phone beside it with both hands. Good thing I prepared in advance. The recording had never stopped. Tran-Sie cautiously saved a backup before opening the video. The footage was blurry. Under the candlelight, Tran-Sie standing in front of the mirror looked somewhat stiff, yet his reflection inside the mirror appeared strangely more alive. For the first 10 minutes, nothing happened. The change began in the 11th. The sound of the night wind wasn't captured, but the video showed the bathroom door gently swaying several times. Then static began to creep into the footage. It was an utterly ordinary image, yet it produced a kind of horror that was impossible to describe. Perhaps this was what fear of the dark and humanity's instinctive unease looked like. Watching the recording, Tran-Sie's expression darkened. In his memory, he had kept his eyes closed and maintained distance from the mirror. But the footage showed something entirely different. His body had been gradually leaning forward, as though he wanted to press himself against the glass. By the 25th minute, his upper body had bent nearly 70 degrees. The tip of his nose was almost touching the mirror. A few seconds later, countless cracks suddenly spread across the mirror. The sight made Tran-Sie's heart jolt. Then the most unbelievable thing happened. The Tran-Sie inside the mirror changed expression. His teeth bared, his lips curled, and he slammed violently against the mirror. At that exact moment, the candle went out. The recording ended. Because of the camera angle, the footage never captured the teddy bear. Tran-Sie had no idea what had happened during those final 5 minutes. The Tran-Sie inside the mirror wanted to come out, but it looks like this teddy bear stopped him. If that's true, he picked up the teddy bear from the sink and asked seriously, "Can you understand what I'm saying? Do you know where my parents actually went?" The teddy bear gave no answer. Only its button eyes reflected a dim, faint light. Holding the teddy bear in his arms, Tran-Sie glanced toward the bathroom door but didn't dare step outside. He curled up beneath the window and took out the black phone. A notification appeared on the screen. "It must be said you were very lucky. Congratulations on completing a nightmare-level daily mission. Mission reward obtained. Basic talent skill. Mortuary makeup. Mortuary makeup. I hope you will treat this inherited talent more seriously. Unlike ordinary makeup artists, A mortuary makeup artist works only for the dead. In your hands, beauty transcends life and death, returning vitality to cold bodies once more and granting them eternal beauty. First completion of a nightmare-level daily mission. Title unlocked. Newcomer of the Nightmare City. Additional reward granted. 1-star horror scenario trial mission unlocked. Escape at midnight. Upon completion, this scenario will become available inside the haunted house. After reading all the notifications on the black phone, Transier fell into thought. The development of a haunted house could never be separated from makeup artistry. Whether actors or props, everything required makeup and transformation. A truly skilled makeup artist could create the most convincing illusion of reality.
Please like and subscribe to support the next part of the story. Thank you.